What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. 2020 has just been a terrible year. Just downright a dumpster fire, okay, overall. And for the NBA family and for NBA fans, it's been a very trying year. Starting off with the suspension of the season due to the coronavirus pandemic. But aside from that, just the NBA family alone has lost so much, and so many valuable people. Beginning with on New Year's Day, David Stern, the individual who is considered by most to be the most influential and thus the greatest commissioner in this league, in the history of this league. Then later on that month, of course, was the tragic death of Kobe Bryant at just age 41 years old, which stunned the world. Then just this past week, the NBA family lost another member in Jerry Sloan, the longtime coach and Hall of Fame coach with the Utah Jazz. And word just came that the player who's probably considered the greatest player in the history of the Bullets/Wizards organization has died. Wes Unseld died this morning at the age of 74. No official cause of death has been given as of my recording this video, but I did read that he was suffering from pneumonia, and I did read years ago that Wes Unseld, suffered from diabetes. So I don't know whether or not that was related to, or in any way was related to the cause of his death or contributed to his death. Wes Unseld was a bruising 6'7" 260-pound center with an awesome outlet pass and a nose for the ball on both offense and defense. Wes Unseld played in a glorious era of NBA centers. Although chronic knee problems troubled him his entire career, which ultimately led to his retirement in March of 1981, Unseld always played a physical game and was considered as equally skilled as any of his counterparts. His outlet passes to start the fast break became legendary. Unseld led Louisville to 3 postseason appearances, and in 1969, Wes Unseld became only the second NBA player during the 68-69 season. Wes Unseld became the only player, besides Wilt Chamberlain, to be named both Rookie of the Year and League MVP in the same season, during a solid 13-year NBA career spent entirely with the Bullets organization. I believe when Wes Unseld first got there, they were still in Baltimore, but I think it was during 1971 when they moved to the Washington, D.C. area. Bullets basketball. Unseld became a superb positional rebounder and retired as the NBA's 7th all-time leading rebounder with 13,769 rebounds. The pinnacle of Unseld's career came in 1978 when he and fellow Hall of Famer Elvin Hayes, who formed a formidable front court, led the Washington Bullets past the Seattle Supersonics for the NBA championship. For his efforts, Unseld was named the NBA Finals Most Valuable Player. The Bullets also made the playoffs they made the NBA Finals in 1975 when they won 60 ball games during the regular season. But they were upsetted by the upstart Golden State Warriors that particular year. In 1978, 1979 rather, They made a repeat appearance in the finals, but that year they lost in 7 games to the Sonics in a rematch. In 1978, the Bullets only won 44 games. Most of that had to do with the fact that they had key injuries that particular year, in particular to one Phil Chenier, who was a key member of that team, and various other players had injuries. I think Unseld missed some games that year too. But toward the end of that season, into the playoffs, they got on a run, they got on a roll, and they rolled all the way to the NBA title that year, despite only winning 44 games. I believe that's the fewest wins in the modern era, since there have been 80 games played or so. That's the fewest wins to an NBA championship. For his career, Wes Unseld averaged over 10 points per game, grabbed better than 14 rebounds per game, and he had nearly 4 assists per game. So he was a very well-rounded player. The first guy that comes to mind as far as modern players who kind of remind me a little bit of Wes Unseld is Ben Wallace. I think Ben was a better shot blocker than he was. And you can argue that Ben may have been even more